When I see an advertisement on a billboard, I think of the company of said advertisement. When I think of the company of said advertisement, I think of their many departments, including their marketing department that probably consists of a large team that sat down one day and had a meeting to produce the ad. Then I think of the company they must have gotten contact with to physically produce their ad. Then I think of the individuals who are tasked to craft a large ad, package it, and send it to the people who are tasked to erect the advertisement on the billboard. Regardless if I am wrong in explaining the steps of producing the physical advertisement, there are a number of tasks and jobs contributing to the sequence. Tasks and jobs are upheld by people. Those who design the graphic of the advertisement, those who create the material the graphic is printed on, and those who inspect the finished product, etc. It takes people. Just like how it takes people to keep our society functioning, even down to the smallest jobs. I believe people have forgotten this and are becoming ignorant. They have forgotten that their lives are dependent solely on the idea of a society. They are dependent on an illusion, the grand illusion of society. Similar to a magician, they have to make sure all of their key components to their magic trick are working in unison to uphold their illusion to the audience, so that the audience is amazed for however long the magician decides to uphold the illusion. If all of the key components stop working, the illusion has failed and the audience no longer would be amused. Society is a grand illusion, which is made up of a lot of key components of everyday jobs you see around you. The post office workers, the city workers, the trash collectors, police officers, firefighters, truck drivers delivering food to the grocery stores or pieces to a building, the paramedics, the grocery store clerks, the crossing guards near schools, the bus drivers, the train conductors, the electric company workers, the sewer plant workers, the bankers, the farmers, the oil refinery workers, the people who make sure we all have Wi-Fi, the doctors, the nurses, teachers, receptionists, the construction workers, the people in government dealing with bureaucracy, the package handlers, the package deliverers, etc. If all of these people, these key components suddenly stopped working in unison one day, the grand illusion of the society we all solely dependent on would cease and all would fall into chaos. Regardless if you believe capitalism is bad, we need a society. People need to work. Regardless if you believe you are oppressed, we need a society. People need to work. Regardless if you believe there are evil people among us, we need a society. People need to work. This isn't a pro-capitalism message. I have my own gripes with capitalism and how it is being utilized and poisoning our society in the United States and elsewhere in the world. I am merely trying to bring understanding and awareness on what makes the world around you function. I understand the general desire of not wanting to work, wanting to live easy and enjoy only the benefits of society rather than contributing to it. But this is a weak and lazy mindset to have. There are people who take advantage of society and don't contribute anything, not even taxes. And no, I'm not talking of the physically disabled. I am obviously speaking of the fully abled people who will give you all the excuses in the world why they can't work and prefer if society hands them everything. They become complacent, entitled, and trifling, while the rest of us work for our food, utilities, entertainment, and shelter. The ideal vision of a society is one where the citizens can remain civil about the issues that are bound to be prominent and worthy of societal acknowledgement and should be handled in a civilized manner, such as congressional meetings and voting for legislation, where people are treated equally regardless of their race, sex, religious beliefs, gender identification, and sexual orientation, where cultures will clash, but it's up to the people, the citizens, to remain civil and understanding and strive for a peaceful solution that may involve compromises from both sides for the sake of peace. Individuals shouldn't be censored. And though it's so easy for many to agree with this statement, I ask of you, is it easy for you to uphold it in practice? Is it easy for you to nod and turn the other cheek when you hear something your soul absolutely disagrees with? The challenge that any society, such as the one we have in America, faces are the unregulated emotions of individuals. Regardless of the ideologies and where they are located on the political spectrum, a society could face difficult, unmanageable people who will use any excuse to be radical, irrational, and antisocial. Antisocial in the sense of wanting to disrupt the society unless their demands are meant and realized. So does this mean people should be emotionless drones? Certainly no. Or else how would we have a society? People are allowed to feel. They are allowed to be vocal on issues that they believe need societal prominence and justice. But throughout history, we've seen what happens when certain individuals become too passionate and rallied up about their cause. Extremism, radicalism, Those who want to see tomorrow painted with the brush of their own self-righteousness and worldview because they ignorantly believe only their worldview will lead us to prosperous times. I don't prefer leading with this sort of thinking, but over time I've observed people's opinions and behaviors pertaining to political discourses and societal issues. I can't help but to be burdened with this unwelcome mentality. That being, I've come to the conclusion that plenty of people are limited in their reasoning, knowledge, and overall thinking when it comes to politics and broader societal issues. These people can be easily manipulated and radicalized into wanting society to be disrupted, justifying murdering their political opposers and justifying indecent behaviors not suited for a well-civilized society. These individuals do not research and rely solely on those they lazily consider to be credible sources and leaders. They live in echo chambers. They are incapable of regulating their emotions and further divide the society. America isn't meant to be perfect. It isn't meant to be great. It wasn't meant to be here in the first place. The world didn't decide collectively one day that America will be a country, that the Native Americans shall be murdered and compacted into reservations, with their communities devastated by liquor stores, where their own women will be unknowingly sterilized, their children kidnapped for the purpose to lose their cultural identity, that there will be slavery, rape, and ultimate degradation of Africans only for their descendants to be discriminated against and their communities sabotaged. And there should be 50 states led by dumbass blue people and dumbass red people who take advantage of all people and shall win 2 world wars, do evil shit around the world, place a man on the moon, but essentially change the world. But here we are. However you may feel about this country, you must recognize its progress. You must recognize its freedom. And you must recognize its society. It's struggling, fighting, durable, diverse, groundbreaking, determined, resilient society. Our society deserves patience, understanding, and grace, because I believe wholeheartedly it can work. There's just so many misguided and corrupted people who are trying to sabotage it either due to their own selfishness, greed, or utter ignorance. I believe America is fair, not fair all over, not fair purely, but fair enough to get things done. Fair enough to change society for the better, to give opportunity to people and allow them to live and travel freely among nearly 2.3 billion acres of land. Society has the right to defend itself, especially one that has been striving for a better tomorrow. If there are monsters among us threatening, harming, and ultimately seeking to destroy our society along with the progress it has made, we must show no empathy and destroy them. These monsters can easily be identified as those who fatally harm on a grand scale or who are recurring offenders of unspeakable crimes. Not individuals who just so happen to share their fucking opinions. No more empathy for monsters, only empathy for the victims. People are forgetting what else they should be striving for when fighting for their ideologies and causes. They should be striving to maintain their society. But since they have become too complacent and entitled of their society that grants them countless platforms and freedoms, they divulge into their own self-righteousness and radicalism, opening their hearts too wide, allowing monsters and non-contributors to take advantage of it and harm their society. I encourage, no, I inspire, whoever you may be in the country that touches 2 seas, fight for a society. Fight for a civilized society, where people are properly educated, properly functioning, and properly protected. Fight for the society that is still trying to figure it out. Fight for the society that fought and won to end slavery. Fight for the society that defeated Hitler and with him the threat of fascism. Fight for the society that is America. Fight for yourself. Fight for your family and your friends. Fight for your adversaries even. Because whatever you may think, we all deserve a society where people can be free and safe to be whatever they want to be. Thank you.